And for those joining the recording, I'll just let you know that we will be using a resistance band today. And if you don't have a resistance band, there's some of these things you could do with a strap. There's some that you could modify with weights. But if you have a stretchy band, that's going to be ideal. And so we're going to begin lying down. So let's make our way over to our mats and begin by settling in. Oh, look, I already have a band over here. So make your way to lying down comfortably. You might have something under your head or not. And I always find I kind of move around a little bit so that I find a place where I feel solidly connected to the floor. Maybe you do that as well, or maybe the minute you hit the floor, you feel good. But we want to arrive on the floor and take some time to consciously feel our connection to the ground. So we'll feel our feet, our toes as they are on our mat and they recognize that floor beneath them. As the torso feels the support of the floor, it relaxes into that support. Let your arms feel that solid floor beneath them. Let your head be supported and just invite your facial muscles to soften a bit here. Take some time to soften the roof of your mouth, softening and broadening that soft palate. Just freeing up tension in the jaw and all the way towards the back of the head, base of the skull. And then begin to notice the breath. You can start by just noticing the natural rise and fall of your belly as you're breathing. And then start to deepen your breath. Start to invite a fuller, deeper breath in and feel that breath expanding into the lungs, into the ribs, up into the chest. And each time after a nice full deep breath in, let's give our exhalation the time that it needs to empty out. Slowing down the breath. Really feeling what it feels like for the breath to expand as fully as it's ready to expand this morning. And then feeling that quality, that sensation of letting the breath empty all the way out. So often we are in a hurry or in a rush. And just taking a few seconds really to take a nice full deep breath in and then let the exhale release can produce such a profound shift in how we feel. So by practicing this at the beginning of our yoga practice, hopefully this is becoming something that we return to and that we use in our lives. Like if we're feeling rushed, if we're feeling anxious, if we're feeling worried or upset, we can do this. Take a full deep breath in and let it empty all the way out. So just a few rounds of that is a nice way to start. And then let's begin to transition to a more natural breath rhythm. And I want us to try to spend 1 minute just focusing on our breathing as we're breathing in a more natural way. Just your natural breath. But can you just let your awareness rest on nothing but your breath? And when your mind wanders off to think about something else, just kindly, gently bring it back to focusing on your breath. We'll practice 1 minute of mindfulness on the breath. Recognizing, oh, my mind has wandered, that's a thought, and then just bringing it back. So that was 1 minute approximately. And that was a practice of mindful awareness. So now let's try to bring our focused awareness on our movement practice and really dive into what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, so that we're going to make good choices about what we want to do as we practice, how we want to treat ourselves. So let's notice how it feels if we take our feet off the floor and hug knees into chest. Would it feel nice to sway side to side? Or do you just want to kind of rub your knees or give your knees a little massage? Or what would feel nice? Just notice how this feels. And then we're going to release our feet back down. And we're going to start off right away with our resistance band. Again, if you didn't have one, you could use a strap. But we're going to take the band and we're going to put like maybe the balls of your feet up in the band. And so you have your legs up in the air and you're holding the strap. And just kind of point your foot up into the strap and then flex your feet. And then point your feet and flex your feet. And maybe your knees are kind of bent and maybe your legs are kind of straight. Maybe your legs are a little further out. It doesn't really matter. Whatever feels good now. Just starting to get a little movement in the legs and a little stretch in the back of the legs. And then, so again, your legs could be straight up, your knees could be a little bent, whatever's comfortable. I want you to grab kind of the ends of the resistance band and then bring your upper arms on the floor. And so you're kind of in a right angle. Your wrists are over your elbows. The back of your arms are on the floor. And then can you take your hands back to touch the floor? So you're in like a cactus or goalpost position here. And then let them come back up. So we're externally rotating the arms, touching the back of the hands down, and then coming back up. Externally rotating the arms and coming back up. If you have a really tight band and that's too much, you could bend your knees so there's a little less resistance, right? So you're not pulling as much on the band. So we're bending back and then coming back up. And just a couple more like this, just waking up the backs of the shoulders here. All right, now take your arms straight up. So your wrists are right over your shoulders, your arms are straight. And could you take your arms overhead in a V, opening them out all the way down, and then come with your arms straight up again. Again, if that's too much, if you bend your knees, there's going to be a little less resistance. So the straighter your legs, the further, you know, the distance to the floor. So we're opening out in a V and then coming back up. And opening out in a V and coming back up. So just continuing to wake up the shoulders here and coming back up. Then you're getting a stretch in the back of the legs. Perhaps if your legs are straight, or maybe that's too much and you want to bend your knees a little bit. So let's inhale as the arms go overhead and exhale, arms back up. And maybe just a couple more like this. Just kind of playing around with ways to use the band to build strength and mobility. Great. Okay. Now let's leave the right leg up in the air and drop the left foot to the floor. And then put the band together and take your left hand, so your opposite hand, and grab the band closer to your foot. All right, so the band is on the right foot, and then you're holding it with the left hand. And then slide your leg out on the floor, and your arm that's free, take that overhead. So this is kind of like a dead bug kind of idea, because we got opposite arm and opposite leg extended. And then you're going to bring the knee in, you're going to bring the hand in, and I want you to press your hand into your knee, press your knee into your hand. So you're kind of pushing and resisting with your hand and your leg. And then take the arm overhead and extend the leg out. And then bring the knee in, bring the hand to the knee, press the hand into the knee into the hand. And then reach the arm and leg overhead and breathe. And then again, bend in and press. And inhale and extend and bring it in. If the leg up in the air if that's too much of a stretch, bend the knee a little bit. So inhale and extend. Exhale, come in and press hand into knee, knee into hand. Inhale overhead, extend the leg. Let's do this a couple more times now that maybe we have the hang of it. Opening out with the in-breath, coming back with the exhale. One more time. Great. All right. Take the band and open it up and put both legs into the band, and then drop your right foot down. And then again, we're going to put the band together and grab it with the opposite arm. So your left leg is up in the air. You're going to hold that band with your right hand. And then we're going to extend the right leg on the floor and reach the left arm overhead. So the arm and leg that are free are extended out. And then we're going to bring the knee in and bring the hand toward the knee and press the hand into the knee into the hand. So that there's some action and resistance. And so not only are your arm and your leg are working, but your core is going to fire a little bit as well. And then inhale and extend. And exhale and press. And inhale and extend. And exhale and press. And inhale and extend. And exhale and press. And a few more like this. Pressing so that there's a little contraction in the core here. So there's some work happening there. Let's do two more of these. Great. All right. So we're going to open up the band again, and we're going to put both feet up in the band. And you can have like your heels together, your feet a little bit apart. So we're holding on to the band, and I want you to bend your knees a little bit so that they're more like tabletop legs. And then start to take your legs out, maybe on a high angle first, and then bend your knees in, and then reverse curl, lift up a little bit, and then press out on an angle, and then bend the knees and reverse curl. So we have a little resistance with the band, and we're just working the low belly here to curl up and to support the extension of the legs. So curl up and then extend out. You could be on a high angle or you could be on a lower angle, whatever seems best for your low back. But it's got a little support here with your hands supporting and holding the band. So we'll do a few more of these. Curling up And then extending the legs out, bending and curling up, and then extending the legs out. Couple more. Curl up and extend out. Last one. Curl up and extend out. We're going to bend the knees, and then let's take the band off. Release the feet to the floor. Let's just do one little bridge here. So have your feet in bridge position. Feet hip distance apart, heels under your knees. If you got something under your head, I'd take it out now. With your arms at your side, just press into your feet to lift your hips up, taking knees and shins forward. Just kind of opening up the front of the hips here as you press down. Take a breath at the top. And then slowly, gradually roll out of your bridge. Unfurl your spine. Taking your time until you're all the way down. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll to the side and make our way around to all fours. As we come onto all fours, we're going to again use the resistance band. If you didn't have a band, you could just use a weight instead. But if you have the band, you're going to place it across your mat and place your hands then right underneath your shoulders. So they're resting on the band, but they're nice and square under your shoulders. Really spread the weight out into the fingers, knuckles, and thumbs. Get your knees right under your hips so you're in a nice square position. And you might just move your hips side to side. You might take your hips back a little bit and forward. Just kind of loosen up once you arrive here. And then when you feel ready, take the band in one hand, doesn't matter which hand, and we're going to pull it out to the side and then lower it down. Pull it out to the side and lower it down. Now at the same time that that hand is pulling out to the side, let's pull it out to the side. You can take the opposite leg and press back. And you can press back through the heel. So the hand comes down, the knee comes down. The arm lifts out to the side, the heel presses back. Lower down, lift and press back. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down. We can inhale as we extend and exhale to lower. Inhale to extend, exhale to lower. Two more like this. And we're going to do the same kind of rhythm, but this time bring your hand closer to your opposite knee. We're going to lift the arm straight back and lower down. And you could do just the arm, or you could also extend the leg back and lower down. Lift the arm, extend the leg back and lower down. Lift the arm, extend the leg back and lower down. Just a few more like this. So anytime we do this opposite arm and opposite leg, those stabilizer muscles have to fire. Great. All right. Let's take the band and just lay it back down. Put that hand down. And we're going to do the other side. I'm just going to turn. You don't have to turn. So once you're nice and square, take that arm out to the side and lower it down. Take the arm out to the side. You could do just the arm, or take the arm out to the side, take the opposite leg and press back through your heel. And then bring the knee down, bring the hand down. Extend the leg back, lift the arm, and then bring everything down. Extend it back, lift the arm, and lower down. We can inhale as we extend and lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Couple more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's take that arm alongside the knee now. We're going to lift it straight back and lower it down. And we could do that with that leg extension as well. Lifting the arm, lifting the leg, and coming down. Just do 4 of these. 3 and 2. And last one. Great. All right. So we'll just leave the band across the middle of your mat. And let's take child's pose. We're going to sit back on our heels. You could have extended child's pose, arms out in front. You could rest one arm on top of the other. Rest your head on your arms. You could bring your arms alongside your body. Take a moment here to just breathe and check in. And then let's all reach our arms out if they're not already out. And we're going to bring our hips forward and we're going to lower ourselves down. And then let's push back up and take the hips back. So we're just going to do these modified push-ups to start to warm up the shoulders. Hips go back and then hips come forward, sliding the body along the insides of the arms. So more of a tricep push-up, keeping the arms narrow, close to the body as we go back. If you're on a hard surface, you might need to cushion your knees here, and that will be fine to put a blanket under there. So let's do a couple more of these. And then the next time we come down, we want to land on our hips, and our hips are going to rest on top of the band. So we're going to lower down so that, kind of take that band and get it under your hips. And then place your hands alongside your low ribs. Let your chest sink into the floor. So we're into prone mountain pose here, getting that chest as close to the floor as possible. So your nose grazes your mat. Lift the chin and the nose so you're looking straight down. Reach back through your toes. So press the heels of your hands back as you start to pull your heart forward, extending your spine, lifting up to baby cobra. Just high enough that you could lift your hands a little bit off your mat. And then release your hands, release your chest. Let's do that again. Inhale up to baby cobra. Again, lift the hands, but this time lift the elbows and squeeze them in towards your midline here. Pull your heart forward. And then release your hands, release your chest. This time keeping the hands down, let's inhale up to that nice extended baby cobra. And then if we like, continue coming up into more of a full cobra. And then we'll lower back down. All right, keeping the chest close to the floor, let's take our hands now and grab the resistance band. Get it right under your hips. And we're just going to take the arms and lift them up toward the ceiling. So you feel, you've got a tight enough grip on the band that it's challenging work to hold your arms up. You feel your triceps working. And then lower your arms back down. Now press the front of your hips into the floor and reach back through your toes. So first, just think about nice long legs, not so much a high lift, just more of length, just a little bit off the floor. But then take those long legs and lift them up a little higher. And then lower them down. And then let's do the arms and the legs. So we're going to press the hips down, lift the legs, and also lift the arms up. And then lower them down. And now let's add the chest pulling forward at the same time. So we'll press the hips down, lift the legs, we'll lift the arms, and then we'll pull the heart forward. So we're in a nice extended, strong locust pose here. And then we'll lower back down. So again, press the hips down, lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the chest, long from toes to sternum, and then lower back down. Couple more. Let's press down to lift up and lengthen, and then lower back down. And again, lift the legs, lift the arms, pull the heart forward, and lower down. We got two more in us. Inhale as you extend and lift, and exhale down. Last one, lift the legs, lift the arms, pull the heart forward, and lower. Nice work. Bring your hands next to your chest, push the weight back, take the hips back again into child's pose, letting the spine round or flex. And let's have our arms way out in front. Kind of walk your arms, crawl your fingertips forward, have your head like in your ears inside of your arms. And then take your long extended arms and walk them over to one side of your mat. So if you're walking over to the left side, put your right hand on top of your left. And then take your hips the other way, towards the other side of your mat, and pull them kind of back towards the back corner of your mat. So you're stretching that side. You can kind of, look under your arm in the direction of that back hip and breathe and let that breath go. And then walk your hands forward and all the way over to the other side. So the right hand is on the floor, the left hand is on top, and then your hips go the other way out to the side and back. Your ears are between your arms, and if you like, you can kind of look under the arm as you reach long. Breathe into that side and let the breath go. And then bring your hands back out in front. And let's make our way to downward facing dog. Grounding through the hands here, taking the hips up and back. Let's shake the head a little bit, freeing up the neck. Let's pedal the heels, bending a knee and pressing one heel down, bending a knee and pressing the other heel down. Just alternate again. And then let's bend both our knees a bit. Draw the hips way up and back. Pressing the hands down, broaden between the shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in and let it empty out. Do that again, deep breath in. Nice full release. And then we'll walk our hands back. You can leave the band, I guess, there. Lower your feet down so you're folded over, nice and loose here. And let's take a breath into the upper back. We'll let the breath go. And then let's roll ourselves up. Draw the belly in. Slowly, gradually roll yourself up. Eventually bringing your head up. Let's root down and reach the arms out. And inhale and reach up and overhead. And then we'll exhale, arms all the way down. Great. All right. We can just set the band aside for the moment and stand facing our device. We'll come into squat position. So feet maybe about as wide as hips, maybe slightly wider, toes a little bit turned out. We're just going to sit into a squat. Your hands can just come to center. Decide how far down you want to go. Make sure knees and toes are tracking. And then as we come up, let's reach our arms up. And I want you to twist to one side. And then bring your arms up and then sit down into your squat. Straighten up, reach your arms up and twist to the other side. Reach your arms up, hands come to center. Sit and squat, come on up and twist. Arms come up, hands to center, sit and squat. Come up and twist. Come up, sit and squat. Come up and twist. Come up, sit and squat. As you twist, try to keep your hips facing your device and just rotate your ribs, your shoulders to the side. So you're not really turning your hips to the side, you're turning your upper body, your ribs, your shoulders are turning. Now this time I want you to sit down and then lift your heels up and then lower your heels down, rise and twist. Come on up, sit, lift your heels up, lower your heels down, rise and twist. Reach up, sit, lift your heels up, lower your heels down, rise and twist. A couple more. We're going to sit, lift the heels, lower the heels, rise, twist. Sit, last time through, lift the heels, lower the heels, rise and twist. Last side, sit, lift your heels, lower your heels, rise and twist. Good job. Okay, let's make our way to the front of our mat. We'll just do a nice flow here. So we're going to stand at the front, rooted and tall. We'll reach the arms out and up as we breathe in. Exhale and swan dive forward. Soft knees as we fold over. Let's step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath as you're here. Exhale to straight arm plank. Take a breath as you're here. Exhale, little bend in the elbows. Take a breath here. Exhale and lower all the way down to prone mountain. Inhale up to baby cobra or cobra. And exhale back down. And then make your way up and back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out here. Look forward, walk your feet up. Plant your feet beneath you. Reverse swan dive. Sweep your arms out. Inhale and rise up. Reach up. Exhale, arms down. Again, root down. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale and swan dive. Step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Exhale, straight arm plank. Let's take a side plank. So you can drop onto the back knee and turn the foot back and press down to lift up. Or you could just roll to the sides of the feet, press down to lift up. Let's take the hips a little down and lift them up. Take the hips a little down and lift them up. Take them a little bit down and lift them up. Take them a little bit down. As we lift up, let's hold it up there. Reach up, lift up through your bottom side waist. Take one more breath. And then come back to plank. Lift up to down dog. Take a breath here. Exhale to straight arm plank. And again, the knee closer to your vice could turn back. And you could roll into your side plank. Or you could just roll to the sides of your feet. Press down to lift up. Let's take the hips a little lower and then lift them up. Take them a little lower. If it's too much on your wrist, you could drop onto your forearm, down and up and down and up. Let's hold up here and take a breath. Nice. And then back to plank and back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out here. And then let's drop to knees. Drop onto your knees. We're going to stand up on our knees. Let's step the right foot forward now. Get that heel a little in front of the knee. We're going to let the weight move into that front leg, letting the back hip sink down, getting a little stretch there. We'll push the weight back. Let's put a little weight in the back knee and shin, and then let the weight move into the front foot. We'll take this same arm as the back leg and sweep it up, pressing the back knee and shin down as the arm lifts up. Let's lift the other arm up as well and take a breath. And then let's open those arms out like a cactus, taking the elbows a little bit back and lifting the heart. Taking a breath. And then reach the arms up and then bring the hands down. We're going to curl the back toes under and lift the knee up. So we're in a low lunge here. And then let's press into the front foot to rise up. We'll bring our hands to hips. We'll bend the front knee forward. Push the foot down to straighten. Bend the front knee forward. Push the foot down to straighten. Again, bend and straighten. This time, let's bend the knee and keep it bent. Think about the energy of the knee and shin moving forward and the energy of that same sitting bone pulling back. Press back through the heel, lift your heart, drop your arms, reach them out and up and overhead. Big breath in. As you exhale, bend your elbows, drop into cactus, lift your heart for one more breath, and then reach the arms up and forward and down. Drop onto the back knee, push the weight back, and we're going to change legs. So step your other foot out in front, heel a little in front of your knee, hands on the front knee, let the weight sink forward. And then push the weight back. Now put a little weight in the back knee and shin, and then let the weight move forward and push the weight back. All right, so weight in the back knee and shin, let the weight move forward, and then same arm as the back leg, sweep it up into the air. Pressing that back knee and shin down as the arm reaches up, and then lift the other arm up as well. Take a breath, And then let the elbows bend into wide cactus arms, lifting your heart, breathing in. And then reach the arms up and bring them down to the floor. Curl your back toes under and lift the knee up. Nice low lunge. And then can we press into the front foot and rise up? Straightening the front leg, hands coming to hips. We'll bend the front knee forward, push down to straighten. Bend the front knee forward, push down to straighten. 2 more times. Bend and straighten. This time bend the knee, keep it there. Press back through the back heel. Again, lift your heart up, drop your arms, reach the arms out and up and overhead as you breathe in. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart a bit more with another breath. And then reach your arms up, forward, and down. Drop onto the back knee. Push the weight onto the back knee. Come onto standing on both knees. And let's sit back onto the heels, round over the legs, dropping into child's pose. And taking this opportunity once again to check in with your breath, with your body, with how you're feeling. When you're ready, extend your arms out and make your way to downward facing dog. Breathing in and out here. And then let's walk our hands back towards our feet, lowering our heels down. Feet are hip distance. We're going to bend the knees and lower the hips. We'll sweep the arms forward, sitting back in our low chair. Let's try lifting the heels up again. And then lowering them down. We can do that with the arms in front or bring your arms up alongside your ears. Try lifting your heels up and lowering them down. 2 more times. Lift your heels up and lower them down. 1 more time. Lift your heels up and lower them down. Nice job. Push into your feet and legs. Inhale and rise up. Reach up. And exhale. Arms down to your side. Great work. Okay, we're going to use our resistance band again. And if you didn't have a resistance band, you could do all these variations just using your heavier weights probably. So let's stand at the front of our mat. And I want you to step on your band with your right foot. And then take a big step back with your left foot. So big step back, lift the heel up, rotate that heel back so your hips are square to the front of your mat. You got the band in your 2 hands, and you can adjust your resistance. Obviously, if you go down, you're going to have more resistance. If you're holding closer to the edge of the band, you'll have less resistance. We're going to bend the front knee and bend the back knee into a lunge. And as we do that, we're going to curl up. And then we're going to lower the arms as we straighten the legs. So we're just lunging and curling and then lowering down. So if that's really easy, you want to grab the band a little further down so it's a little more challenging to curl up, and you have to resist the lowering. Keep your arms from just lowering down quickly. So it's a little bit of work to pull it up, and it's a little bit of a challenge to lower it slowly. So we're curling up and we're lowering slowly. And we're curling up and we're lowering slowly. So keep going here. We're working some stronger muscles here. So you got to do a number of repetitions to really work on our strength here. So maybe we'll do 4 more and 3 more and 2 more and 1 more. Great. Okay. Now bend your front knee forward and lean forward. We're going to take the band and we're just going to reach it out to the side. I have to move a little bit. I'm too close to the wall. So we're going to lift our arms straight out and lower down. Lift the arms straight out and lower down. Lift them straight out and lower down. Now we're going to take the arms straight back. So they're close to your body. They're straight back. Let's keep the elbows where they are and just bend the lower arms in and then extend back. Bend it in and press back. Bend it in and press back. Bend it in. Press it back and hold it back there. Maybe lift it a little bit higher. Take a breath. And then lower down. Great. We're just going to step the back foot in, and then we're going to change legs. So we're going to step on it with the left foot. Take a big step back with the right foot. Let's lift the heel up. Whoa. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart so you can balance here. And then we're going to bend both knees. The front knee bends forward, the back knee bends down, and then we're going to bicep curl. And then lower the arms as we straighten the legs. So curling and lowering, lunging and lowering. So you might need to grab the band a little further down to get more resistance. When there's a lot of resistance, the band wants to pull your arms down really quickly, but you're going to resist that quick lowering of the arms so that you're making the muscle fire as the muscle lengthens. Right? We're shortening the muscle on the way up, the muscle's lengthening on the way down, and it's working in both directions. So we'll do 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and last one. Good work. Now let's bend the front knee forward and lean forward, and then we're going to lift the arms out to the side. You probably need a little less resistance. Lift straight out and lower down. Lift straight out and up and lower down. Just 2 more. Lift and lower and lift and lower. Now we're going to take those arms straight back and drop them down. We're going to take them straight back. Let's keep the arms back and just bend at the elbow. Hinge in and then press back. Hinge in and then press back. We'll just do 4 more of these. Keep the elbows where they are. Don't let them move. Don't let them lower down. Last one here. Hold it back. Maybe lift it a little bit higher. Take a breath. And then lower it down. Good. Step your back foot in. Take your foot off of the band and come to face your device. We're going to take a big wide stance now. And let's turn the right foot in and turn the left foot out. So we have our band here. We're going to take our arms and reach them in the direction of this front foot in the front line of our mat. We're going to reach both arms there. So we're going to bend the front knee. And as we do that, I want you to bow and arrow. So the hand closest to your device is going to pull back. Get that elbow at the height of your shoulder. And then you're going to straighten the front leg and then turn again towards that short line of your mat. So as we bend the knee, we're going to pull the elbow back. As we straighten the leg, we're going to reach both arms forward. So the one arm just stays straight. The arm that's further from your device. And then the arm that's closer to your device pulls back. And then it turns towards the short end of your mat. Pulling back and then straightening that back arm. Pulling back and then straightening. So you're rotating chest towards the long line of your mat, chest towards the front of your mat. Elbow high as it pulls back. And again. Great. Now we're going to pull the elbow back, and then you're probably going to need to decrease the resistance. Can you open that arm back? Then bend it in, and then, go back to facing. So we're a bow and arrow, opening the arm out, bending it in, straightening and turning. Pull it back, open the arm out, bend it in, straighten and turn. 2 more. Pull it back, open the arm out, bend it in, straighten and turn. Last one, pull it back, open the arm out, bend it in, straighten and turn. Relax your arms, you can shake them out a little. Turn your feet forward. Let's go to the other side. Turn the left foot in, turn the right foot out. We're gonna take both arms now towards this short line of our mat. And you're gonna maybe tighten your grip a little bit so that it's a little bit of it's work to pull into this bow and arrow. And as we pull into the bow and arrow, we're gonna bend the front knee. And then as we straighten the leg, we'll turn towards the short line of the mat. So we're gonna pull and turn towards the long line of the mat, and then turn towards the short line. Bending as we pull back, and then turning. So the one arm just stays there as our anchor that we're pulling against. Pulling back, and then straightening. Pulling back, and then straightening. So working the shoulders, the back of the shoulders here. Now we're gonna pull back, and then you might need a little less resistance so you can open out. And then bend, and then straighten the leg as you turn. Pull back, bow and arrow, open the arm out, bend in, straighten and turn. Pull back, bow and arrow, open out, bend in, straighten and turn. Two more. Bend, open out, bend in, straighten and turn. Last one. Pull back, open out, bend in, straighten and turn. Good job. Shake it out. All right, walk your feet together. Let's just do a nice little neck stretch. We're going to step on the band, like right in the middle of the band. Have your feet right beneath you. You're kind of holding the ends of the band. Root down to stand tall. Check if you feel like your head is a little pitched forward, kind of tuck your chin and lengthen the back of your neck so that you have your ears over your shoulders. And then we're just going to let the head drop gently to one side. So the head is dropped to one side, and then the opposite arm, the hand holding the resistance band is kind of keeping that shoulder drop down. So you can get a nice stretch in the side of your neck. Let's breathe in and out. And if you like, you can gently rotate your gaze in your head a little bit to kind of look up at the ceiling there. And take a breath. And then rotate so your gaze is back towards your device, and then bring your head up. All right, so again, we're rooting down, we're standing tall, the chin is tucked, the ears are over the shoulders, and we're gonna let the head drop. The other side, and then the opposite arm is kind of pulling down. So sometimes when the head drops, the shoulder comes up, but the nice thing is with our holding of the band, it allows the neck to lengthen a little bit here. You might just like to stay like this, or you might gently roll your gaze, your head a little bit up toward the ceiling to change the stretch a little bit. Take a breath. And then again, rotate your gaze and head back towards your device. And then bring your head up. Great. All right. Step off of your resistance band. We're going to do one more thing for balance. So I want you to put your feet together, take your band, and I want you to tie a bow, big bow, around kind of at the base of your calf muscles. And you need to tie a big enough band or just tuck it in so that you don't trip on it. So it's not, because we're going to be stepping to the side and I don't want you to trip over it. So have enough of a band or, loop it in so you're not going to trip over it. But we're not going to be moving right away. I want you to stand. So you had your feet together. So now if you separate your feet, there's a little bit of resistance there. We're going to put our hands on our hips. If you want to have a chair nearby or go near a wall, you can, because we're going to balance on one leg. We're going to put the weight on one leg, and then the other leg, we're just going to try and go out and down. Lifting and lowering. As much as we can, we're going to try and keep our hips parallel. So we're not like tipping over too much. So the foot is flexed on the leg that's going out and down. And we're just trying to balance and kind of work into that outer thigh and hip. Now that same leg, can you just pulse it forward it just acts the standing leg to support us a little differently. Your foot is still flexed, kind of like you're kicking your heel forward. We'll do a few more of these. And then can you do that same leg backwards? So you feel the back chain working there as you're pressing the heel back. And we're still working on balance here. And we'll do a few more of these. Great. Great. All right. Let's plant that foot of the leg we were just working and try and lift the other leg. I should have started on this leg because this is my weaker leg. So go out and down a few more times. And then take that leg forward. Pushing that heel forward. So anytime we're working on balance, if we're struggling today, it's a good opportunity to be kind to ourselves, patient and accepting. Let's go back. So if you are struggling with your balance, just treat yourself like your own best friend. Like, it's okay. Just keep going. Be encouraging, be supportive. Good practice. 2 more. Great. All right, now we're just gonna keep your knees a little bit bent. We're just gonna step over to one side of our mat, and then we're gonna step over to the other side of our mat. Knees are a little bent. We're working the outer thighs, outer hips. We're gonna go a couple more times. Stepping to the side and to the other. Working our like snowshoeing muscles, and we'll make our way back to our starting point. Good job. All right, you might want to put your feet together, bend over, and untie your band. Good job. We're going to make our way down to the floor. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to sit with our legs out in front. We're going to put that band around the balls of the feet so that we can hold on to it. We're going to sit up nice and tall and take a breath. And then draw the belly in and roll down slowly, gradually, incrementally. And then let the head drop down and take a breath. As we exhale, we're going to lift the head, tuck the chin, and we're going to try and roll ourselves up gradually. Sit up nice and tall and breathe in. And then exhale, draw in the low belly and try to release slowly, gradually down. Let your head come down, take a breath. Exhale, lift your head, tuck your chin, and roll yourself back up. It's kind of nice with the band. It really helps. Take a breath at the top and roll down. We're going to go down and up one more time. Release the head back, take a breath. Lift the head, tuck the chin, roll yourself up. This will be our last time we'll go down and stay down. So roll yourself down. Once your head is down, you can bend your knees in and then release the strap or the band. Set it off to the side. And if you want to do one more little movement, a little twist, a little something or other, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to start to transition to our final relaxation. So this is the time where we take a few moments to get warm and comfortable. Sometimes if we have a busy day, it's tempting to run off and leave here now, but I think most of us understand the value of this final part of our practice. This is this opportunity to experience muscle relaxation. These muscles that we've been working are ready to relax now, and they can actually relax at a deeper level than they would if we hadn't have just been working them. So we get to experience deeper muscle relaxation, which then can engender this sense of deep relaxation in the mind. And so there's just this huge benefit from taking these few minutes to do this. So finding your way into a lying down position that's comfortable for you, warm and supported. And then closing your eyes if that's comfortable, and just surrendering to relaxation now. Sometimes this relaxation happens very readily, very naturally, automatically. Sometimes it's a little elusive. Sometimes it's helpful to have guidance in this relaxation. So guiding your feet, giving your feet permission to relax, letting your ankles relax, feeling the shins and the calves softening, releasing, relaxing into the floor. Allowing the knees to relax, the back of the knees to soften. Allowing the thighs to relax, the front of the thighs, the back of the thighs, relaxing, releasing into the floor. Feeling the belly softening and relaxing now, the gut unclenching, giving the weight of the hips to the floor. Allowing the shoulders, the arms, the hands to rest and relax, heavy on the floor. Letting your palms soften, your elbows soften, your chest, your heart soften and open. Shoulders releasing back. And feeling the weight of the head heavy on the floor, inviting the forehead to soften and smooth, the eyes to relax, the temples, the cheeks softening, the jaw relaxing, the throat softening. So the whole body is resting, easy. And the mind is resting as well. It can be nice to stay here for a good long while, just luxuriating in the ease that is found in deep relaxation. And you're welcome to stay as long as you like, maybe closing your device. If you only have this hour and you want to move on now, you might begin to open your eyes. Bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. Gently roll to your side. Take a little time there to transition. When you feel ready, you could make your way up to sitting, finding a comfortable seat. Closing out your practice with just a few moments for yourself, collecting your thoughts, maybe considering your way forward, or maybe just pausing for gratitude. We know that every day is a gift, and our opportunity to practice is also a gift. And thank you all for being here this morning. Hope you have a great day. Peace.